I strongly believe Albert's research must stop.
Light! We can't build the future on your empty optimism.
Say what you will. I cannot agree to this. Please listen.
No, you listen to this! At every turn, you've ignorantly blocked my research!
Mr. Wily, control yourself. I see the committee is in agreement. And so, the department chooses Thomas Light's research into robots with independent thought. Thank you, everyone.
Why are you fools so blind? One day, Light. One day the world will know I was right all along. Bad memories make the worst dreams. A genius of my caliber needs sleep to keep his brain in gear. Wait. That research from my youth. Yes! Now I'll show you, Light!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Let's Play Mega Man 11. Yay! The brand new Mega Man game. And to start off, this is my favorite Mega Man game now. Like, I'm pretty sure this is now absolutely my favorite Mega Man game in the series. This game is amazing in almost every way. The double gear system is phenomenal. The robot masters are all pretty cool. There's no more woman robot masters, which is a step backwards. Lots of difficulty modes, lots of extra stuff. Fantastic level design, fantastic boss battles. Decent little story, nothing, too deep, but decent enough to get you through it and keep you interested the whole way. This is really good. I really like this game a lot. And now I'm going to have to stop talking for a bit because the game front loads you with a lot of story, but it's really good and it's all voice acted. So I'll be back in a bit when it's time to talk about the game itself, but for now, enjoy some more plot. We saw Dr. Light and Dr. Wily back in the good old days when they were all young and not white-haired old men. Now we get to see them in the present.
All systems nominal. You're in great shape, Blockman.
All thanks to you, Doc. You built me rock solid. Well, I can hear the construction yard calling. Block out!
Good luck out there. Roll, how many checkups are left?
Let's see. We just finished with Blockman. That leaves Torchman, Acid Man, Impact Man, Bounce Man, Fuse Man, Tundra Man, and Blast Man. Just 7 to go.
Oh, brother, there's no end to them. Doc, how about giving your favorite assistant a break?
I don't need a break, Otto. You know, for a robot, you sure do complain a lot. Now let's crank it up a gear.
Oh, I ain't a machine. I mean, I am, but still.
Mr. Torchman, please proceed to the... Oh, earthquake!
What on earth? Roll, Otto, hurry to me!
Splendid to see you again, Light.
Wily!
Doctor, what's going on? Stand back, everyone. I'll handle this.
Mega Man!
This is no time for your heroics. I've simply come to give Dr. Light a message.
Then kindly be quick about it.
Of course. You see, I recalled some old research. The very invention you so coldly crushed when we were students together. Or has your memory failed you?
Our university days. A device. It can't be.
Oh, but it can. Your objections wouldn't stifle me forever. I have perfected my design. And now we'll see who was right all along.
Dr. Light, what's the ruckus?
Perfect timing. The lot of you will make excellent test subjects.
Whoa! Who are you calling test subjects?
Quickly, you must all run and hide!
Too late. Speed gear.
My robots!
Over here, Light.
That speed! What have you done?
Dang it! Nobody blocks Block Man!
Let those robots go, Dr. Wily!
I have a better idea. At last the world will bow down to the genius of Dr. Wily!
Doctor, I'll go after Wily.
Wait, Mega Man! Wily's invention is called the Double Gear System. It's designed to push robots far beyond their normal strength and speed. If he really has completed it, I'm afraid you won't stand a chance.
But we can't just let him get away.
Mega Man, I can tell you won't be stopped. Very well. This is the prototype double gear system that Wily developed back at Robot University. If I install this into your circuits, you may be able to stop him. But it's dangerous. Double gear places great strain on robot systems.
I can take it, Doctor. I want to do this no matter the cost. Hook me up.
As you wish. The installation will take some time. There's a lot of work to do. The double gear system is fully installed. Mega Man, rise and shine!
Go get him, Mega Buddy! And remember, your old pal Otto is here to help out.
Mega Man, that dirty Wily won't know what hit him.
Mega Man, you're doing a noble thing. Be careful out there.
Doctor, roll. Otto, I'll be back soon.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and skip the explanation on the double gear system and the double gear technique, because I already know how to do them, and you'll be seeing them throughout the entire playthrough anyway, so I'll be explaining that as we just go. I'm playing on superhero mode, the most difficult difficulty of Mega Man 11, and it really lives up to that name. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of all that, here is our next roster of Robot Masters. We have Block Man, Acid Man, Blast Man, Bounce Man is pretty fun, Tundra Man, which is actually pretty interesting because it's a Cosmic bot, Impact Man, Torch Man, and Fuse Man. So, first of all, let me talk about the stage select menu because it's really nice and really easy to use. Quick access to saving and loading, immediate access to Dr. Light's lab. You can also check out your sub menu, which is one of the two pause menus of the game, where you can actually see all your special weapons, the rush abilities, all your parts that you buy from Auto, and all the equipment that you buy from Roll. Easy access to the options menu to exit the game if you want. It's really... This game streamlines everything to be as efficient and as easy to use as possible. But I'll keep getting more and more of that as we go on. For now, we're going to start off with Blast Man. Blast Man is a pyrotechnician, or in his words, an explosion artist, who designs the explosive effects for movies and theme parks. He can provide any explosion the client needs, from cataclysmic blasts to shy little bangs. At the time of the Wily incident, which we're in the middle of right now, he was working on a new explosion-themed attraction for his theme park, well, not his theme park, the theme park, Flowerland. In his spare time, he writes a column for his favorite magazine, Boom Monthly. There's not a month that goes by where his explosive opinions don't blow the page to bits. He is manufactured by the BB Bomb Company. As you've already seen so far, us playing the game, we have a new ability, the Speed Gear. We also have the Power Gear and the Double Gear technique. Speed Gear and Power Gear are part of the Double Gear system. The Double Gear system By pressing the R button or the L button on your controller, whichever controller you're using for the Switch, the Xbox, the PS4, Mega Man will have the ability to either power up his Buster to do double damage, or to slow everything down, including himself, in order to have more of a reaction time for things that are coming at him, such as explosions or pellet shots or just enemies in general. It's really useful, and the entire game is built around you using the double gear system, to the point where all the Robot Masters, as Wily said in the cutscene, are now going to be equipped with his double gear system. They're all going to be overclocked to the point of using fantastical new abilities that you would never have seen these Robot Masters do in your wildest dreams back in the old days. This game is really good. It has a really good gimmick. It's a really good gimmick that they smartly built the entire game around. You don't have to use it, of course. I mean, you're seeing me fight this mini-boss here with not even using the speed gear at all, except for like at the very beginning. So while the game is built around you using the speed gear and the power gear, it's not required of you to use them at all to finish the game. In fact, there are many players much better than myself that are able to beat this game in superhero mode without using speed gear or power gear at all. I'm not that good, so you're going to see me use the gears a lot in this playthrough, especially speed gear. Speed gear is definitely the most useful of the two, but power gear definitely has its moments as soon as you start getting Robot Master special abilities. Like, power gear for the Mega Buster is not that great by itself. It's not something you would really want to use. Basically, if you use power gear with the Mega Buster, if you charge up your Mega Buster, you shoot 2 Mega Buster shots. You shoot 2 charged up Mega Buster shots. And every time you press the shoot button once when your double gear for power is activated, basically, instead of shooting 1 pellet shot, you shoot 2. And that's good, I guess, but definitely as soon as you start getting special weapons and start using power gear with the special weapons, you'll notice just how good power gear is, especially for boss battles and just a bunch of parts and stages in general. Thanks to the power gear system, I dare say that the special weapons you get in Mega Man 11 are better than the special weapons you get in Mega Man 9. And Mega Man 9 was, for a long time, the best game to have special weapons in. Like, the best set of special weapons came from Mega Man 9, because the Mega Man 9 special weapons were so good, pretty much all of them. But thanks to the power gear, and just thanks to what the base abilities of all these weapons are in general, Mega Man 11 actually has a better selection of special weapons and a better way to pick and choose what special weapon you want to use at any given time. We'll get to that once we actually start getting a whole bunch of special weapons, but it's really good. This game is really good. It blew my mind how good it was. I'm going to talk more about the superhero mode differences compared to the other difficulty modes in an extras video, but I mean, I'm going to start talking about it now anyway, because there's stuff to talk about with that. But before all that, let's fight Blast Man and take a look at what Mega Man 11 boss battles are like. In superhero mode, things kill you really fast. Blast Man can kill you in like 3 or 4 hits with his bombs. And now that he's in power gear, now that he's using his power gear to fire his giant bombs, he can kill you in like 2 hits, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think I'm gonna get hit by one of the bombs eventually. You see just how much damage they do in superhero mode. It's pretty fucking ridiculous how much damage they do. Yeah, see, look at that. Look at how much of my health just went away from that one attack. Even in normal mode, it wouldn't have done that much damage. So, yeah, you're gonna see me abuse the shit out of speed gear and power gear because they give it to you, the game is built around it. You definitely want to use it all the time. It's going to make talking about boss strategies a little bit more difficult, especially people like Blast Man, because Blast Man doesn't have any given pattern. He just does, whatever the fuck he wants, whenever the fuck he wants, and you just have to react accordingly. That said, his attacks are the most easily dodgeable of all 8 Robot Masters, and his stage is one of the shortest and easiest of the 8 Robot Master stages, not requiring you to use any other special weapons to really effectively get around it without taking a hit. So definitely in superhero mode, you want to go after Blast Man first. You don't want to do that in any of the difficulties, because Block Man is really the robot you want to go after first. He's showcased in the story, in the cutscenes that we just saw earlier. But for superhero mode, you want to do things a little bit differently. Go after Blast Man first. Anyway, now we're going to have to Block Man, but before that, you probably noticed our special weapons. We actually got to see what the special weapons did, and we actually had the opportunity to try it out. We had the same opportunity with the double gear system. I didn't take it, and I'm not going to take it with any of the special weapons, because you're going to see me use all the special weapons in the stages anyway, so there's no point in trying them out in the test rooms. But the fact they have the test rooms for you to test out special weapons in a controlled environment where you can't die is wonderful, and definitely you want to take advantage of that. This game just streamlines and makes everything really, really fucking good and easy to use. I can't get over how amazing this game is. But anyway, now we are in Blockman's stage, and before I talk about some superhero mode stuff, let's talk about Blockman. Blockman was designed to specialize in building the outer walls of major projects. He's always secretly dreamed of building a vast structure that recreates the bygone age of pyramids and temples. And as you can see from the stage so far, now that he's being reprogrammed by Dr. Wily, he's doing it. Ever full of energy, he keeps the robots on his sites working full tilt. The only problem being that he sometimes loses his temper when his laborers can't keep up with him. Blockman often works together with Impact Man, coincidentally the next Robot Master we're taking on is Impact Man, and the two are sometimes seen going to an oil bar to share a drink after a long day of construction. He was manufactured by Nakume Heavy Machinery. And you'll probably notice that these robots are being manufactured by different companies that isn't just Dr. Light or Dr. Wily. So why do they have the DWN designation? I don't know. I don't really know. Technically, these robots should just have the designation of DN, like most of the other Robot Masters that weren't directly created by Light or Wily and were just, reprogrammed by Wily for evil. But whatever, he reprogrammed them, he can rename them whatever the fuck he wants, it's fine. He can renumber them however the fuck he wants, I should say, not rename them, he doesn't rename any of them. So yeah. Let's talk about superhero mode, because besides things killing you really, really quickly, there are a few differences in superhero mode. You probably noticed so far that I haven't picked up any health pellets, or bolts, or capsules with weapon energy, or anything. I mean, enemies sometimes drop bolts, but you haven't actually seen any, just in the level that you can pick up, Which doesn't make any sense, because there are a few little paths and alternate crevices that you can go into that would normally, you would think, have energy or, stuff for your weapon bars, or E-tanks, or W-tanks, or any sort of pickup that Mega Man could get. Even Mega Man 9 and 10 had those kinds of pickups, and they took things back to the basics a lot. That's because Mega Man 11's superhero mode just doesn't have any pickups at all. That's the second thing that makes it harder than all the other difficulties. Besides things doing ludicrous amounts of damage to you, like what the Totemer just did to me, there's no pickups, so, you basically have to do perfect runs, because if you get hit, there is no health anywhere. You have to buy your E-tanks from Otto and Roll and Dr. Light beforehand. Don't expect there to be any health here, don't expect there to be any weapon energy here, or E-tanks or W-tanks that you can find and pick up for free. Even this thing is called an anti-eddy, I believe, and usually it's carrying an item, like real eddy would. And it's there to trick you so that you get close to it thinking, oh, hey, look, a free item. But then it actually, pops up and it's anti-eddy and it runs away with the item and disappears and you can't get it forever. But in superhero mode, there are no items in the levels, so anti-eddy serves no purpose. But it's still there. It's just a little gag that you can destroy if you want and maybe get some bolts out of it. So prepare yourself for superhero mode, because not only do things do a lot more damage, not only do bosses up their strategies a little bit, but, you're not going to get any redos or retries for any of this stuff. You get 2 lives and that's it. You just have to do your best with 2 lives and absolutely no pickups. A lot of people rag on the soundtrack of Mega Man 11. I messed up there. A lot of people rag on the soundtrack of Mega Man 11. It's become one of my favorites in the series. Like, I did not like it at first, because I was not used to this sound, and I'm gonna explain what happened to my double gear there in a bit. But I was not used to the sound at first, but It's grown on me. It's one of my favorite soundtracks in the series now. I really like the soundtrack. Like, every single piece of it. The Dr. Wily theme, all the Robot Master themes, the Dr. Wily stages, the Dr. Light, the Dr. Light Labs theme is really good. I took a hit there for no reason because I jumped, but it didn't work. Fuck it. Earlier on in the stage, you may have noticed that the double gear system flashed red, and I wasn't able to use double gear for a while, and Mega Man was sparking a little bit. You can't overdo your usage of double gear. Whether it's speed gear or power gear, it will fill up that gauge, and if you use too much of it, you're going to have to wait a while before you get to use it again, which could screw you over in certain points. But for now, let's talk about Blockman. I didn't really explain Blastman too well because he doesn't really have a strategy. Blockman has a strategy. Let him get close, shoot him with a charged up buster, let him jump over you, shoot him with a charged buster again, slide to the other side of the arena to avoid his block dropper, and rinse and repeat. You'll see me doing it. Once he's at low enough health, he's going to activate his power gear and become the giant block monster. Block monster has a few attacks. He can slam his hand down at you in superhero mode that kills you in 2 hits. He has a few other attacks that I'm going to show off right now. Besides the slam down attack, he also has... Come on, Block Monster, show it off. Yeah, he sometimes throws blocks at you, although throwing blocks at you does force him to back off a little bit. You want him to throw blocks at you, because that forces him to back off a little bit. The diagonal punch only moves him forward a little bit, and the slap down actually moves him forward 2 whole steps. So the whole point is you want to keep the giant block monster away from you for as long as possible. And I'm going to show off what he's actually done in this third phase here, because yeah, here we go. Because I kill him super fast. So anyway, his third phase, he just gets mad and doesn't have power gear to back him up anymore. So now he just throws blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks at you again and again and again. Just time your charge shot, and you will be able to destroy him in a couple of hits. Or if you have the Chain Blast, you can kill him in 1 hit, which in superhero mode is preferable, because he'll kill you really, really fast in superhero mode. Like I said, that giant slapdown attack that the block monster does kills you in 2 hits in superhero mode. The key to the block monster is you want to stand really, really close to him, like almost all the time, and try to force him to do the slapdown attack as low as possible, give you as much room to maneuver after he does an attack as possible, to keep throwing bombs or charge shots at him, and hopefully he does his throwing blocks attacks at you to, you know, back off a little bit and give you even more room to maneuver in. Not easy in superhero mode. In any other difficulty, I'd recommend you go after Blockman first, because even the slapdown attack in normal mode doesn't kill you in 2 hits, but in superhero mode it kills you so quickly that you definitely need Chain Blast to ensure that you kill the giant block monster in 3 blasts. And then kill Blockman himself in 1 more blast after that. It's the way it goes. Superhero mode introduces, well, I mean, just the crazy amount of damage that robots can do in superhero mode is pretty ridiculous. Anyway, Impact Man, a construction support robot built to withstand the toughest working conditions. Impact Man mainly works on the foundations of his construction projects. His body is made up of 3 independent pile driver robots who call themselves the Impact Brothers: Kuichiro, and Kuisaburo. He never hesitates and always rushes to action. His motto is, just push through. So once he's accepted a job, nothing can stop him from smashing through it in record time. Usually, Kuichiro, the oldest of the Impact Brothers, takes control when they're combined. Into Impact Man. But sometimes the youngest, Kuisaburo, steps in when his big bro is worn out. Meanwhile, Kuichiro is the unruly middle child and can't be trusted to take the reins. He was manufactured by Nakaume Heavy Machinery, just like Blockman, that's why they're friends. And before I talk about Blockman a little bit more, I want to talk about the gimmick of Impact Man stage. It's a pretty cool gimmick. You'll notice these 3 drill robots chasing you. Those are the Impact Brothers that I just mentioned in Impact Man's bio. The bio, by the way, Mega Man 11 has a gallery, and all the Robot Masters have bios again. So that's why I'm bringing bios. Yay! But yeah, those 3 drill robots are going to be chasing you and trying to attack you all throughout the stage. Those are the Impact Brothers, and at the very end of the stage, they're all going to combine together into Impact Man. So this entire stage is unique in that you're basically fighting and avoiding Impact Man from start to finish. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, something I want to say about Blockman as compared to all the other Robot Masters. In Superhero mode, Blockman is the only Robot Master that does not use his Power Gear ability whenever he wants. You noticed in the Blastman fight that pretty early on, Blastman, resorts to using his giant bombs with his Power Gear ability. And you'll see Impact Man do the same thing when we fight him, and you'll see Bounce Man. Well, you won't see Bounce Man do the same thing, because I kill Bounce Man pretty quick. There's an alternate recording of me fighting Bounce Man where he does the same thing, and a recording of Fuse Man where he does the same thing, and basically in Superhero mode, Power Gear and Speed Gear moves are no longer abilities that the Robot Masters use in Desperation. They use them whenever they want, except for Blockman, because he's designed that you can't do it that way. This Pickman Digger, mini-boss of Impact Man stage, really easy, just use Block Dropper to take him out in Superhero mode. What he actually does, in order to have some opportunity to talk about him, is that he's going to use a 2.5D attack where he spins his little thingy at the front of his machine around a little bit to try and attack you. He's going to try to crush you with it a couple of times, 2 times to be exact. And you just use Speed Gear to slide under it after that. Then it's going to drop one of those traffic cones that shoot missiles and dash into you with a rock underneath. So, maximum threat from the top and the bottom. So you have to time your jump to, not get hit by a missile cone and not get hit by the rock. And then just rinses and repeats the strategy. He's weak to Block Dropper just like Impact Man is. In fact, every single one of these bosses, of these mini-bosses I should say, are weak to the Robot Master's weakness. So the Impact Man mini-boss is weak to Block Dropper. Impact Man is weak to Block Dropper. You didn't see it, but the mini-boss of Blockman's stage is weak to Chain Blast, so therefore, Blockman is weak to Chain Blast. The mini-boss of the next stage, Bounce Man, is weak to the Pile Driver, which is Impact Man's weapon, so therefore, Bounce Man is weak to Pile Driver, etc., 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 etc. Anyway, back to the Power Gear and Speed Gear thing. 4 of the Robot Masters use Power Gear, and 4 of the Robot Masters use Speed Gear. And normally, in all of the difficulties, they use their Power Gear and Speed Gear attacks as a desperation move. Once they're below half health, they would resort to using their Power Gear or Speed Gear that they've been equipped by Dr. Wily to overclock themselves and attack you in a creative, destructive manner. In Superhero mode, they do that from the get-go. Like, right from the onset, they're just going to start using Power Gear and Speed Gear as soon as they want. Whenever the hell they want to do it. So, beware of that in Superhero mode. There is an achievement to finish the stage avoiding all the Impact Brothers the entire time until you get the Impact Man himself. I failed it right there. I mean, I did it before, so I already have the achievement, so I wouldn't have seen me got the achievement. But I failed it because I got hit by that one Impact Brother, the eldest of the Impact Brothers. Which is a shame, because I don't actually get hit by them ever again. This is the last time they appear until the end of the stage. And I avoided them, so if I had avoided that one Impact Brother in that screen beforehand, then, would have pretty much, done the achievement again. So, whatever. If you wanted a special achievement in Impact Man stage, finish the stage without getting hit by any Impact Brothers. It's a thing that I'm going to cover in the extras mode, so don't worry about that for now. Anyway, Impact Man. He's not weak to Block Dropper. Yeah, I told a lie. Because I just finally realized what I fucking said before about how all mini-bosses are weak to the same thing that the actual bosses are. That's not true. Impact Man is not weak to Block Dropper. I don't know why the fuck I said that. That was the brain fart on my part. He is weak to the acid from Acid Man. The acid, whatever it's called. I think it's called Acid Barrier. This is another attack he does that I'm showing off here. He is weak to the acid from Acid Man, but he's actually easy enough to take on just with the Mega Buster. You're probably going to get hit a couple of times, but if you do the stage well enough, then, you'll have plenty of health to take a few hits from Impact Man. Try not to get hit by his actual Power Gear ability when he becomes the giant fucking stamp with spikes underneath it. The stamper with the spikes underneath it. Try not to get hit by that, because that's going to do a lot of damage, as you can probably imagine. But all of Impact Man's regular attacks, the dashing, the jumping, pretty easy enough to dodge. Again, he's weak to Acid Man's weapon, not Block Man's weapon. I don't know why the fuck I said that. He takes damage from Block Man's weapon, but not enough to really justify being his weakness. And yeah, showing off the Pile Driver ability here. you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, so I have two choices for first Robot Master, right? I can take on Blast Man or Impact Man first. No, you can't. Blast Man, the way I divide all the stages up in superhero mode is I think about if the stage can be done without special weapons and if the Robot Master can be fought without special weapons. And out of all the stages in the game, Blast Man's is the only stage where you can do the stage without special weapons and you can fight the Robot Master without special weapons. Blockman, you can do the stage without special weapons, but you can't beat the boss in superhero mode without special weapons. Impact Man is the opposite. You can beat the boss without special weapons, but you can't actually do the stage without special weapons. You really do need Block Dropper for a few sections there in superhero mode to just get through that stuff as quickly, as efficiently as possible. Anyway, let's talk about Bounce Man. Bounce Man was developed as a crash test robot, but his incredible stretching and bouncing abilities led him to become an instructor at an indoor athletics facility, Boing Boing Park. So, Bounce Man was originally built to be a crash test dummy, which is... Why would we give a crash test dummy sentience is my question, but fuck it. He got out of that terrible job and became an instructor, which is good. Exercise instructor. Innocent and optimistic, he can't help bouncing around in joy no matter the situation. He tends to accidentally bounce into people and send them flying, making himself a little bit of a nuisance. His fitness lessons at Boing Boing Park are a new style of exercise he calls Hopsercise. It's like boxing, but it's on trampolines. It's surprisingly popular with middle-aged women. His funny looks and big, round, bouncy body are a hit with kids, making Bounce Man a household name. His manufacturer was Joint R&D, or the Rebound Rubber and Momo's Robot Farm. Yeah, his manufacturer was a joint R&D between Rebound Rubber and Momo's Robot Farm. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. This is also the longest stage in the game. Just to get that out there. Yeah. In the time trials, which is how I'm able to get most of the alternate footage of fighting Robot Masters and you know, the other attacks I didn't let them show off in superhero mode because, you know, I had to kill them pretty quick, and in order to effectively kill them quickly, I was not going to allow them to show off some of their attacks. This game has a lot of extras modes, and, you know, one of them is actually just getting to refight Robot Masters just immediately with all your special weapons, so I was able to show off certain attacks and show off certain things that I wasn't going to let them show off in superhero mode. The one drawback of all the extras modes and things like refighting Robot Masters or replaying stages whenever you want, in any order you want, with all the special weapons on at the same time, is they're all in normal mode, because normal mode is the way the game is meant to be played. And, you know, so for example, when you saw the giant block monster attack, in the when I was showing off some of the other attacks I didn't let him show off initially in superhero mode, they were a lot slower and did less damage because the extras mode only lets you play the game in normal mode, again, as the game is meant to be played, and not doing the insane amount of superhero mode damage that you would expect since I'm playing in superhero mode. So, a bit of a drawback, but the fact that I was able to do that at all was really good and really convenient and really streamlined, which, again, the best thing about Mega Man 11 is that it is completely streamlined and really easy to pick up and play. Lots of difficulties even for people that have never played a Mega Man game before that make the game, you know, maybe a little bit too easy, but for people that never played a Mega Man game before, that's perfect, because Mega Man games can be pretty difficult at times. And yeah, I've rambled on a lot. There's a lot to say. This game has a lot of stuff going on. Let me talk a little bit about the level design itself, because while the game has a lot of stuff going on to streamline the experience and make it easy for people, the stages themselves are pretty basic. Like, they do a lot with, you know, not throwing too many gimmicks at you. Like, you know, the gimmick of this stage is you bounce on the bouncing balls. You know, there's not much to that. The gimmick of Blockman's stage is just there were blocks falling down. The gimmick of Blastman's stage is there were some blocks that blew up. the gimmick of Impact Man stages, you know, occasionally some drills will try to hit you. And yeah, it's interesting the drills aren't Impact Man himself, but the gimmick is pretty basic. This game does a lot with simplicity, with keeping things as simple as the original games, but, you know, actually making it feel more modern and faster paced, and it's I don't know, this is a really good game. It's really fun. It's really easy to replay. It's really easy to pick up and get into. The soundtrack is great. The game looks amazing. Unfortunately, I tried to record this at 60 FPS, but I guess my computer can't handle that for whatever reason, so this is at 30, but at 1080, and this game looks wonderful. It can handle up to 4K, and it looks great at 4K. I'm playing this on my PS4 Pro, by the way. I'm recording this on a computer that can't handle up to 4K, so it's not going to be 4K 60 FPS, but I was playing this on a PS4 that was at 4K 60 FPS, and this game played fantastic on that. Plays great, looks great, sounds great, feels great to move around. The running animation for Mega Man is a little bit, it's a little weird. It's not where it should be. But besides that minor quibble with the running animation, this game is pretty damn close to perfect. There's a couple of things in the extras video that I'm going to get into that kind of draw it back a little bit, but for the most part, this game is really, really, really good. And now we're going to fight Bounce Man.
Let's get pumping!
So you can take on Bounce Man without his special weapon, but I lost a lot of health in the stage because Bounce Man's stage is long and actually kind of difficult. Especially the second mini-boss, where you have to use Pile Driver because you're going to get hit a few times, and superhero mode getting hit even once is very punishing. Hitting Bounce Man with Pile Driver will separate into a whole bunch of little pieces, as you saw. His speed gear ability is just bouncing really, really fast. And that's it. He bounces around, occasionally tries to punch at you. Fully charged Mega Buster shot is going to actually, you know, push his bounce the opposite direction he was going, and yeah, that's all there is to it. Be careful though, because in superhero mode he does a lot of damage. If I'd gone in with full health, I probably could have beat him with just the Mega Buster, but you know. Superhero mode, didn't want to risk it. And you got to see, thanks to the extras mode, the time trial mode specifically, what fighting Bounce Man is like normally, and what his speed gear ability is. Again, just bouncing really fast. Oh, I also love how all the special weapons actually change Mega Man's appearance. Not just his colors, but actually change his helmet and change his Buster to be something different. That's awesome. I'm gushing about this game so much. It's really good. Anyway, we have a cutscene.
Doctor, is something wrong?
The double gear system. It was so very long ago. It was on that day, Wily and I had our falling out. He quite literally threw a wrench in our gears. We were students then, each pursuing robotics research in our own way. Each of us was passionate about forging the way ahead. To a future where humans and robots might live together in harmony. By giving robots independent thought, they could be true partners to humankind at last.
Naive as always. Even robots that think for themselves will never be anything more than tools. But with unstoppable power, insurmountable speed, it's only when we build robots with the power to outdo humans that people will truly accept robots for what they are. And with my double gear system, we can make that dream a reality. With this installed, any robot can instantly become a hero.
However, I was strongly opposed to Wily's ideas and research. The double gear system, it puts an incredible strain on the robots that use it. And if it fell into the wrong hands, it could be used to cause terrible harm. At the time, a committee was convened, and Wily's research was cancelled. in favor of my independent thought research. Wily never forgave me, and his views have grown ever more extreme since then. How ironic that my efforts to quench Wily's hot-headedness before it led him astray only ended up fueling the fire.
Doctor, I never knew.
If only I'd shown him there was a way to work together, instead of just telling him that he was wrong. Maybe we'd still be friends.
A way to work together.
Even the double gear system can be a tool for good, if used properly. But using it properly requires proper judgment. Wily's dream of developing technology to make any robot into a hero could become reality if used by you. I'm trusting you, Mega Man. Oh, I almost forgot something very important. I've just finished giving Rush a good tune-up. He's all ready to head out with you. Rush! Rush, help Mega Man and keep him safe. Be a good boy now.
We've got this, Rush. Okay, let's go.
Okay, we'll see Rush Jet in part 2. And speaking of that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in part 2. Have a good day. Bye-bye.